ordinance, amending section 2-158 and sending it to the full council with a due pass. Is that my understanding? Okay. All right. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and that will be sent to the full council at our next meeting. The next ordinance that we have is an ordinance amending section 2-157 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting purchases less than $35,000 and for related purposes. And so, okay. And so with this one goes into a little bit more detail as far as what has to happen if that expenditure is in excess of $5,000 but less than $42,921, and basically laying out whether you need quotes or you need let me see. I guess it should be quotes or actually written bids, depending on the amount of that expenditure. It's similar to the one we had, but goes into a little bit more detail.
I move we send this to the full council to be passed.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to send this ordinance to the full council with a due pass. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is approved. I think the only thing I would say on here in the title, it says less than 35,000, so I'm going to be changing to 42. Pass the other one first, and then we can change this one. Okay. All right. All right, do we have any other business for Ways and Means?
No, sir, Mr. Chair. I move we adjourn.
Second.
All right, Ways and Means is adjourned.
Ordinance and resolution. We have 4 agenda items. Are we complete number 1, or we just
Read it.
read for the first time? Number 1 is up for the first reading. Number 2, 3, and 4 are all resolutions that will be completed on tonight. All of you should have an attachment amendment to agenda item number 4, which goes with agenda item number 4. That gives us 4 agenda items. If there's no further discussion, that concludes ordinance and resolution.
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
on agenda item number 4, we do have an amendment to that. Just make sure that we add that in once we get to that
Yes, sir.
particular item.
Yeah, that was me.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
So moved.
Recording stopped. Good evening, everyone. We are assembled here for the second meeting of the year and second meeting of the month. Today is January 20th, 2026. And we will begin with hearing public comments on agenda items. We have two people who signed up to speak. And I will ask the first, a couple here, Heather Young and Eric Young, regarding a code enforcement issue, and they're here to speak again. Are the Youngs here this evening? Heather Young, Eric Young. Okay. And then we will go to the next person, Jesse Turner, Reverend Jesse Turner. And he is here to speak on the topic of the 73rd, I suspect, and Hazel Street project, and your position is against.
Yes, sir. Mayor and City Council members, we thank God for you all and what you do. We know you have to make hard decisions sometimes. But I'm not here to stop progress for housing. But I'm here as an alumni of Southeast Junior High School. The Southeast Panthers Historical Society is committed to preserving the legacy and history of our region, especially African American schools, while fostering educational growth, lifelong learning, and leadership for grades K through 12. We want to be a part of the growth of Pine Bluff. And the ground where Southeast High School once stood was never just a ground. It was never just ground. It was a statement in the 1950s. Today, this land emerges as a powerful symbol of perseverance in the face of segregation. That's where a black school was. And the Southeast Historical Society is trying to work to preserve our history. Now, I know there is an issue with 73rd, but that's not our problem, so to speak. 4 high schools here in this city once graced the grounds of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. They were C.P. Coleman High School, Merrill High School, Southeast High School, and Townsend Park. So today, I'm just praying that the land that's there will be there for development of a Southeast High School historical museum, if you want to call it that. That's why I'm here tonight. And I would hope and I would pray that that land would be used to preserve the history of this city, the history of Pine Bluff, and the history of our community going forward. Because we want to do more than just build a building. We want to educate, train, put health facilities and whatever else we need there on that property. And I just hope that some other place could be found for the 73rd project if that's the will of this council. But think about our history. This school was built because you couldn't go to Pine Bluff High School. That ground is important. That ground is not just ground, it's a statement. So thank you all tonight for listening to me. I voiced this opinion on the project,
is that we just want to see progress move forward, want to see the houses built, but I hope and pray that another area could be found rather than coming back to Southeast Brown. Thank you.
Reverend Turner, I didn't know, are there any questions?
Okay.
I just had a quick question, just to clarify. Your against position is against the council making an effort to move the project back to Southeast, but your position against is not against the efforts of the people of that community to see the council take a position against the development.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, before I call the meeting to order, just to make sure, are Heather Young and Eric Young here? Okay, all right, well, we will begin with calling this meeting to order. And then begin with invocation, and this evening, Reverend Kevin Crumpton of pastor for Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church is here to lead us in prayer. Please stand.
Let's bow our head and close our eyes. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with grateful hearts, thankful for the opportunity to serve the people of Pine Bluff. And we ask for your presence to guide this meeting and every decision that will be made. Grant our mayor, council members, city leaders, and staff wisdom and discernment and integrity as they deliberate on matters that impact our community. Help them to lead with fairness, compassion, and a commitment to justice. Lord, we lift up these citizens of Pine Bluff, our families, our children, our seniors, and our neighborhoods. May every policy discussed and every action taken promote safety, growth, unity, and hope for our city. Give us ears to listen with understanding, minds open to new ideals, and hearts anchored in service. Where there is division, bring unity. And where there is uncertainty, bring clarity. Where there are challenges, provide solutions. We ask your blessings upon this meeting, that it may be conducted in order, respect, and peace. And may all that is done bring honor to you and serve the greater good of this city we all call home. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And now I would ask Miss Leona Dockett. She is a student at Care-a-Lot Learning Academy, and she is going to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance with her sister.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May see that.
Thank you, Dockett sisters. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Here.
Councilmember Holcomb.
Here.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Lockett.
Here.
Councilmember Frazier.
Here.
Councilmember Brunson. Councilmember Denton.
Here.
Councilmember Fails.
Here.
8 present.
Thank you.
The cold weather got them today. Slow answering.
Next, we will approve the minutes from January 8th, 2026 special call meeting as well as the regular meeting held on January 5th, 2026. I will entertain a motion to adopt.
Move to adopt the minutes.
It's been moved and seconded that this council will adopt the minutes from January 8th and January 5th, 2026. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for the approval of minutes indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And now we will hear our committee report. We will begin with Ways and Means. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you.
Just before this council meeting tonight, we had two different ordinances that were heard by the committee. Both of those are concerning purchases and the recent changes that the state made to purchasing and also with bids. Both of those ordinances were sent to the full council with a due pass, and so they will appear on next council members' agenda, the council meeting's agenda. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we will hear ordinances and resolutions. Council Member Holcomb, will you please your report?
Thank you, Mayor. We have 4 agenda items. Number 1 is up for the first reading. 2, 3, and 4 are all resolutions, and they will be completed on tonight. That concludes ordinance and resolutions.
Thank you. And next, Council Member Frazier, will you please deliver your report on economic and community development?
No report, Mayor. The next Economic and Community Development meeting will be on January 28th at 11 a.m.
Thank you.
That concludes my report.
Council Member Denton, will you please deliver your report on public health and welfare?
Mayor, Madam Mayor, public health and welfare has not met, but we will be meeting soon. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Frazier, what time was that meeting on the 28th?
11 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Lockett, will you please deliver your report on public works?
Yes, ma'am, Madam Mayor. The Public Works Committee has not met since our last meeting. We should meet on January the 27th at 1 o'clock in the old City Council chambers. That concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Fells, will you please deliver your report on development and planning?
So development and planning, we met recently and we forwarded agenda item number 4 to the full council. We may be having a meeting this Friday at 4 p.m., but we'll be sending out final confirmations later this week if we intend to do so. And that includes my report for now.
Thank you. What date is that? Friday, what date is that? Okay, so January 23rd at 4 p.m. is the tentative date and time schedule for that. Okay. And Council Member Brunson, will you please deliver your report on traffic and aviation?
Thank you, Mayor. Traffic and aviation has not met, but I will get with the city clerk on our next meeting, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Holcomb, will you please deliver your report on administration?
Thank you, Mayor. The administration committee has not met. We still have our regular scheduled meeting every second Tuesday of each month. That would be February the 9th, and that time will be set. I'll let the city clerk office know. That concludes my report.
Did you say a time?
I didn't say a time. I'll let the city clerk office know.
Okay, thank you. And Councilmember Brown, will you please report on public safety?
Thank you, Mayor. Public Safety Committee met twice since our last meeting. The first meeting was on January the 7th. We heard from Animal Control, Mr. Graydon. He said that our generator for the Animal Control Center is being programmed and it's also passed inspection, so that should be up and going. And he's about to start bidding for the kennels for the old shelter, and so all that funding is in place for those kennels. In the police department, heard from Talisha Brown, who's our crime analyst. She reported that overall crime is down 13% since the same time last year. This is from December. In December 2025, we had 2,312 calls for service. We also had 563 stops in patrol for December. And we had a total of 33,806 calls for service in 2025. Total crimes reported between for December 2025 was 224, and that number is down 6.67% from December of the previous year. Chief Davis also spoke about some legislation in the future concerning sign-on bonuses, and I'm sure that's going to be forthcoming. Also, during that committee meeting, we passed on to the full council agenda item number 1, which is concerning the restructuring of the police department. He also stated that on January the 14th, that he's going to meet with Motorola to discuss the 360-degree cameras that we'll be placing around the city. We heard from GVI, and they reported that currently they have 100 cases. 80 of those are FINS cases, which are family in need of services, and 20 of those cases are with gun charges related to those. I also stated they were in partnerships with the courts, and basically they would visit with individuals in jail for domestic violence for counseling for those individuals. Currently, we have 2 officers assigned to GVI, and we have 3 vehicles, but we have 2 officers assigned, but we actually slided for 3. And we currently have 3 vehicles that actually bear the GVI signage. And there is a National Network Domestic Violence meeting on the 3rd Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and that's going to be with Deborah Higgins, who is the senior field advisor for that organization. And they also mentioned that if you have an area that needs to be cleaned up, we have a community service there. Mr. Kelsey Thomas, he's over that area where we have the youth that go out and clean up certain areas of the city. And so that contact information is 870-619-9141 if you have an area that needs to be cleaned up. So you can contact Mr. Thomas and he can get those individuals out to help clean that area up. We also mentioned during the committee that, and this is possible, this is not anything that's happened yet, but setting up substations in different parts of town. The goal will be to have a substation in every ward. And so that's some things that we're still looking at on that. In the fire department, from Chief Compton, currently we have 2 individuals in the academy. We have 3 candidates from a list of 8 candidates that are currently going through the hiring process. And we have 3 engineers and 1 lieutenant that is to be promoted or has been promoted, I'm not sure, since then. And let's see, January 16th, we had our first payment that was due for our training facility or our burn building. That's going to be a total of $315,000. And for that ladder truck that was damaged recently, we're going to be getting that repaired in Texas. I think that is the most current information I have on that. I see Chief out there anywhere. I saw him earlier. All right, and so we're still accurate on that? We're still sending it off to Texas? Okay, all right, and so that truck will be repaired there. Other than that, that concludes my report. My next meeting, and it's not set with the clerk yet, but it's, I guess tentatively, February 4th, 1:30, unless something changes in the old council chambers. And that concludes my report.
How many?
Councilmember Mays.
What was the age of the one with the gun charges? Right? You spoke about that. Can we ask Pastor Crumpton, what is the age group? These guys are carrying guns, man. These juveniles.
Oh, they all the way from 12 to 18, from 12 years old to 18. old on the juvenile side, those gun charges, and 80 family in need of services. So that's a total of right at, 100 cases that we monitor, and they steady add on every Monday and Thursday.
What kind of guns are they carrying, man? Cap pistols?
Well, just about every kind that you can buy at the store,
But you don't have a printed report with any specifics on you, do you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I have a quick question. What is the time range for those numbers? Is that as the program has been in existence and these are the cases you're still monitoring, or are these new cases in the last year, or in the last month, or how does that work?
Approximately since November of 23, we really started picking up the cases in 24. So from 24 all the way into now, we have been kind of monitoring those cases. Some cases have been closed out.
Right.
But that's just.
But this is, just to be clear, this is the totality of all the cases since the program has been at work and you have had cases and you're still monitoring these cases and working with these adults and young people through the program.
Correct.
Just to be clear. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure. Councilmember Mays.
What is the age? And when y'all catch them, what are they saying? Why are they carrying guns? They're not even 10 years old, man.
Councilmember, he just said 12 to 18, and he doesn't have any specifics, and this is over a period of 2 years. I'm just trying to bypass any repetition. He did answer the question.
Well, I'm just saying, he got to ask him why, and he know that.
He answered the question. You asked the range. Thank you, Councilmember. Thank you, Reverend Crumpton. Okay. I guess that was it for public safety.
I think I said enough.
Okay, you did. You said a mouthful. Okay, so next we will hear from, our proposed ordinances and resolutions. Councilmember Holcomb, thank you.
Agenda item number 1, an ordinance amending section 21-26 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the classification of personnel within the police department, amending the 2026 municipal budget to transfer funds to defray the cost of these changes and related purposes up for the first reading.
Whereas it is desired to make changes respecting the classification of personnel within the police department for the betterment of the department, to add 2 assistant chief positions, eliminate 2 deputy chief positions, and reduce the number of sergeant positions from 20 to 19. And whereas a transfer of funds within the department's budget is needed to defray the cost associated with these changes. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that Section 2126 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas is amended as follows. A, amend paragraph 2 thereof to increase the number of assistant chiefs from 1 to 3. B, repeal and delete paragraph 3 to eliminate the 2 positions of deputy chief of police. 3, reduce number of lieutenant positions in paragraph 5 from 11 to 10, effective April 30th, 2026, reallocating the balance of the salary reflected in the 2026 municipal budget within the police department. D, reduce the number of sergeant positions in paragraph 6 from 20 to 19. E, renumber current paragraphs 4 through 7 as 3 through 6. Section 2, the 2026 municipal budget is amended all transferred to defray costs of these changes by transferring the amount budgeted for 1 sergeant position and reallocating the sum between each new assistant chief position to increase the budgeted amount for these positions. Section 3, all ordinances or parts thereof in conflict with this ordinance are repealed to the extent of the conflict. Section 4, this ordinance being of a general or permanent nature, the clerk will cause it to be published as required by law. Section 5, this ordinance shall take effect on the 31st day after its approval.
Place it on the calendar. Agenda item number 2,
A resolution authorizing a contract with Cato Trucking Asphalt and Pavement Incorporated for work regarding the Pine Bluff Fire and Emergency Services Department training facility.
Whereas after solicitation of bids from interested vendors to perform work regarding the Pine Bluff Fire and Emergency Services Department training facility, the firm of Cato Trucking, Asphalt, and Pavement Incorporated submitted the lowest, most responsible bid to do the work. And whereas a contract should be executed with this vendor consistent with the bid and the city's specifications, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the mayor is authorized to execute a contract and other necessary documents with Cato Trucking, Asphalt, and Pavement Incorporated to perform work regarding the Pine Bluff Fire and Emergency Services Department training facility consistent with its bid amount of $315,422.95 and supporting documentation and the city's specifications.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 2 be adopted. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilmember Mays.
I'd like to be a sponsor on that too.
Madam Clerk, any others like to be a sponsor?
Me too, but I do have one thing I want to say too.
Councilmember Frazier, hold on just a second. Any other members like to be? Councilmember Lockett? Any others? Councilmember Holcomb? Any others? Councilmember Denton? Councilmember Brunson? Councilmember Fails? Yes?
He said, why not?
Okay. Councilmember Fails. Okay, everybody? Now, Councilmember Frazier.
The only thing I wanted to say, we need to add which line item this is coming through on this legislation based on the legislation we passed. That's the only thing I have to add to that. That's all.
Right now, this is going to be coming from carryover.
Okay. We need to, per the law that we passed, we need to have it on this legislation.
So do we need, Madam City Attorney, to hear should that be an amendment?
Just amend it to reflect that.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I move that we amend it to add that the $315,422.95 will be coming from carryover.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. What Councilmember Frazier just said. Any discussion?
Wait, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Lockett?
Didn't we carry it over and put it, it was in the carryover from the previous year?
It was. I think what she's saying is it needs to be noted from the legislation that we passed last year, indicating that
whenever we have another
whenever you have resolution that it needs to indicate where the money's coming from.
Only clarification I'm making is that I think did we leave it, is Gina in?
No.
Okay, so I don't know if we left it in the 25 carryover or did we move it? Because we did allocate about 600 and so many thousand toward that training center, but I thought we moved it from the carryover in 25 to a designated line item that it would already be in a line item. We can let the language. I know it's in the carryover 25, but I thought when we disposed of the carryover in 25, we put it in a specific line item that funded that construction of that training center. So it should pretty much come out of the training center line item, but we got time to amend and once we confer with Gina.
So maybe we just
I guess for now,
do something to
carryover.
Right, and we can be more specific.
Or we can just suspend the rules and let this pass. Could we do that?
What's that?
Suspend the rules for this.
You don't need to do that. We'll just make the amendment.
We'll just identify that it's coming from carryover.
I think that last time when we had this situation with something, we found out what line item, and then it was put in there before it was finalized by the
I guess we
clerk.
can say the carryover 25, because that's where it was. The only thing I'm saying is we did a resolution carrying over all the carryover, so it's not in the carryover no more.
It's a designated line item.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's just a technicality, guys.
So we might have it in a fire training facility.
Right. Line item. That's the only thing I'm saying is I know we moved it from the carryover 25.
Okay.
source material.
Can I ask a question? When will this work?
Councilmember Holcomb.
When will this work begin?
It should begin soon, because the building itself should be here, I think sometime in the spring, early spring. And so that work will begin immediately with the weather permitting.
Have y'all adopted the original as amended? Have y'all done that?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
So we're still on the motion with the carryover funds, and I second
So
that.
it's been moved and seconded to amend the language.
Yes.
And we had a little bit of discussion. Any further discussion? With no further discussion, all those who wish to vote for the amendment indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Move to pass this resolution as amended.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 2 be adopted as amended. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for the adoption of item number 2 as amended indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 3, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, opposing the proposed Southeast Estate Senior Cottages development at 1701 West 73rd Street and expressing support for the relocation to the original planned site or a suitable alternative site subject to community engagement, infrastructure capacity, and all applicable laws, and for other purposes.
Whereas representatives of the developer and investors for a proposed 60-unit affordable senior housing project located at 1701 West 73rd Street in Pine Bluff conducted a neighborhood public meeting attended by the members of the Pine Bluff City Council, Wards 2, 4, and 3, during which residents expressed strong concerns regarding the suitability of the proposed site. And whereas the residents articulated specific site concerns related to infrastructure, traffic circulation, emergency response access, and compatibility with surrounding land uses. And whereas Pine Bluff Wastewater Utility, through its consulting engineer, has identified existing gravity sewer capacity constraints in the segments between manhole 9 and manhole 10, and between manhole 10 and manhole 2, noting risks of surcharge, inadequate velocities, and potential sanitary sewer overflows under current and projected loading conditions, and has advised that no approvals, permitting actions, or construction activities should proceed until capacity limitations are resolved, downstream adequacy is confirmed, and final design solutions are coordinated with the utility. And whereas the Arkansas Development Finance Authority issued a notice of finding of no significant impact and a notice of intent to release the funds for the project under the home, and I'm going to add low-income housing tax credit programs, which action, while federal in nature, does not supersede the city's independent responsibility to ensure local land use consistency, public facility adequacy, and health, safety, and welfare considerations. And whereas the city is committed to meeting fair housing obligations and to affirmatively further fair housing, and recognize that equitable siting of affordable and senior housing includes meaningful community participation, proximity to services and transit, and adequate public facilities, and must avoid policies or actions that could be interpreted as discriminatory. And whereas expressed concerns for relocation to the original planned site or a suitable alternative location in one of the city's underserved and underdeveloped areas may better align with comprehensive planning goals, public investment strategies, and equitable access to services, provided that the site meets infrastructure safety and environmental requirements and is developed through a transparent, inclusive process with affected residents. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1. Opposition has been formally expressed by residents for proceeding with the proposed Southeast Estates Senior Cottages development at 1701 West 73rd Street at this time based on unresolved wastewater collection capacity constraints, site-specific infrastructure concerns, questions of compatibility with surrounding land uses, and the need for additional community engagement and planning analysis. Section 2. The City Council supports in principle relocating the project to the original planned site or to a suitable alternative site, and further recognizes the urgent, long-standing need for safe, decent, and truly affordable housing for seniors, working families, and residents on fixed incomes. The Council finds that strategically directing affordable housing investment when paired with resident-led planning and adequate public facilities can help stabilize neighborhoods, expand housing choice, and advance equitable development consistent with the city's obligation to affirmatively further fair housing. Accordingly, any relocation is conditioned on the following: robust and early community engagement with residents and stakeholders, confirmation of adequate wastewater, transportation, drainage, and emergency access capacity consistent with the City of Pine Bluff comprehensive plan and small area plans, incorporation of long-term affordability and accessibility commitments enforceable through recorded restrictions or other binding mechanisms, and compliance with all federal, state, and local laws and policies, including obligations to affirmatively further fair housing. Section 3, the Council respectfully requests that ADFA and the U.S. Department of Housing of Urban Development refrain from approving or releasing federal funds for construction at 1701 West 73rd until the city and Pine Bluff Wastewater Utility confirm and that identified capacity constraints have been resolved, and that the project's environmental record adequately addresses public facilities and service impacts, including mitigation measures and enforceable conditions. Section 4, the City Council directs city staff, including planning and development, and the city attorney to prepare and transmit formal written comments to ADFA and HUD reflecting this resolution, to coordinate with Pine Bluff Wastewater Utility to obtain a definitive capacity and mitigation plan, and to schedule as needed Planning Commission and City Council hearings on any relocated proposal, ensuring meaningful opportunities for public comment. Section 5, the city clerk shall transmit certified copies of this resolution to ADFA, the HUD Arkansas Field Office, Pine Bluff Wastewater Utility, the developer and its representatives, the Planning Commission, and any other relevant agencies. Section 6, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 3 be adopted. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Lockett.
I don't have a problem with the contents of the resolution, but the methodology is what I'm having problems with. I was wondering if it would be if we could talk to the individuals contained, because it's quite a bit in the resolution, and it doesn't give any leadway for any kind of discussion.
Talk to which individuals?
All of the individuals.
I think we have.
Have you?
Yes, we have.
You talked to the ADFA people?
Not ADFA.
Okay.
But definitely all of the other stakeholders, the developers, the residents, and wastewater leadership.
Okay. Now the developers, are we in communication with them in such a way that
we have been?
They have.
Not since the meetings. There have been meetings with my office, then there have been public meetings, not since then. I think that and this is where I am, and I said this the last time we met about this, the involvement of the mayor's office since I have been in office is that I was reached out to, I was given information, not complete information, but information, had expressed a willingness to assist with a grant. When I was reached out to by residents, and there was subsequent communication, as a result of that, public meetings, I made it clear to the developers that I could not support or assist with any grant application as long as residents were against it. Made an effort after that to bring residents together with the developers, and they remain stalwart in their efforts to ensure that this does not happen. And I think what we're hearing today is that the council member who attended all of those meetings, I think all but one, along with the council member in that ward, are pushing forth this ordinance, or this resolution rather, to stake their position on what's happening in their ward. So that's kind of where we are. Any further discussion?
I'm not in support of the construction at the location, but I think the impediments that were voiced by wastewater will keep the project from continuing. I don't think that they have the fundings to overcome that. But my only reservation with this is that it sends a strong message to ADFA and HUD and entities that will need to fund future projects. That I think, you know, not that it would hinder the development, but you said the developers don't want to talk anymore.
No, I didn't say that. Okay. As I said, we have not spoken with them since we've had the public meetings, and the residents have been very clear that they did not like how this happened. They did not like that they were not engaged, that this development was occurring without their engagement. And there was a lot of information shared about how and why that happened, and I think that's why we're here, because it is the current process and system that was appropriately adhered to that left them out. And I think that what you're seeing are the ward leadership being responsive to residents and making it clear that because there is very serious concern about infrastructural issues, about communication issues, to say the least, that, you know, they would like for this to move forward about this project. And I have been very clear that we are not a city that is opposed to development. We support development. We also want to do it, as Councilmember Brunson would say, decently and in order. And with this much concern and conflict about where we are, about the infrastructure, about the communication, what we have on the table, our ward leadership from the affected ward stating that given that, as well as how we went from, and the reasoning we went from the original location to this location because of flooding issues, that, you know, if the flooding issues is what drove the project from the original location to the current location where there are also flooding issues, I think that's to be consistent. I think that's why we're here, about this project, not about development in general.
May I speak?
Councilmember Mays.
Thank you. To the residents, keep standing up, stay together. I like what you all doing. I'm supporting you all because I don't want anybody to come in you all's neighborhood. It's nice out there and just take over. We're the city council. We can say yes or no if you don't get bought out. We're the city council, though. I support you all. 100%. Stay strong. Because some of these developers try to bully the citizens. But you got a city council behind you all. I got your back. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Mays. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those who wish to vote for item number 3 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Mayor, also.
Councilmember Brown?
I think Councilmember Denton would like to, Frazier, and Councilmember Frazier want to be co-sponsors on this as well.
Councilmember Denton and Councilmember Frazier wish to be co-sponsors. Any other members?
Oh, Councilmember Mays as well.
Councilmember Mays, Councilmember Holcomb, Councilmember Brunson, Councilmember Lockett?
I took a pass on the
Okay, almost all. Okay, you got the vote, but not the sponsorship. That's still a win for the members who sponsored this legislation. Okay. Councilmember Holcomb?
Agenda item number 4, a resolution providing for placement of costs of correcting certain nuisances on tax book at delinquent taxes and collected as such.
Whereas ACA 1454.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 4 be adopted. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor. We have an amendment for agenda item number 4. You should have a memorandum in front of you. All the council members should have that. I move that we remove the following liens from the lien resolution, and this is on page 3, lines 22 through 24, page 4, lines 1 through 3, and page 4, lines 4 through 6. I move that these be removed from the resolution.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the aforementioned items be removed to constitute the amendment to agenda item number 4. Any discussion? With no further discussion, or with no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for the amendment indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Move to approve this resolution as amended.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 4 be adopted as amended. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for item number 4 as amended indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay. And now we will move on to the announcements for today's meeting. Announcement number 1, kickstart your year right with fresh vibes and a mindset boost at our in-person workshop. Saturday, January 24th, 2026 at 1 p.m. at the Generator. Announcement number 2, the City of Pine Bluff invites residents to attend the upcoming PFAC, Police, Fire, Animal Control, and Code Enforcement Town Hall meeting on Tuesday, January 27, 2026. This meeting is held every 4th Tuesday. The meeting will be held from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Kevin Collins Center, located at 200 East 8th Avenue. Announcement number 3, Nature Quilters. This hands-on program series held every first Friday of the month from October through May 26, 2026 will teach the basics of quilt making. This year's theme is Birds and Blooms. No prior quilting experience is required to participate. It is free to participate with the minimum age of 18 years old and located at 1400 Black Dog Drive in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 71601. Announcement number 4, join us for some E.J. Jones gas station love. Live in the Bluff for some good vibes, great people, and unforgettable moments. Saturday, February 7th at 6 p.m., located at 2411 University Drive in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 71602. And finally, announcement number 5, the City of Pine Bluff is asking all residents who still have waste management bins to contact the mayor's office. Please provide your address and contact information, and we will coordinate with Waste Management to have those bins collected. If you have questions regarding card services, such as your pickup day or general inquiries, please contact CARDS at 870-399-7463 or visit www.tinyurl.com/cards/pp. And I'll just add to that our office has been working diligently to send out information, printed information to addresses to ensure that we are able to assist Waste Management in picking up any remaining residential containers. Also, I got a call or a copy of a text that it appears that there may be some commercial dumpsters that still haven't been picked up. So any Waste Management commercial dumpsters, which they will still pick up, and we will share that information at the next meeting, and also in print, also social media, and any other media that we can put out there so everyone is aware. And that is all I have.
Yeah.
Councilmember Brown.
And I'm not sure if it's already going on, and are the warming centers already set up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that'll be at the Opportunity House. We are continuing to partner with them.
Okay.
And let me pull up the address. Well, it's actually at the old First Ward School at 6th and Ohio, or behind the block at 6th and Ohio. So that is where we are receiving people in need of services at the warming center. So that is it for our announcements. And
Councilmember Frazier has an announcement for January 24th.
Councilmember Frazier, do you have an announcement for January 24th?
Oh, I gave the special meeting. What are you talking about? The 28th, I did that for the economic. I don't remember.
Saturday the 24th.
Oh, look, you talking about me. I forgot about announcing that. But I just wanted to announce to the citizens of Pine Bluff that I have been blessed with the opportunity of being awarded the Quilt of Valor that's given out to veterans. And so this Saturday at 2 p.m., they will be having it at the Veterans Center. So I would love for any of you who are wanting to come to please just let me know, or I'll see you there. But I'm grateful for this opportunity that has been awarded me, and I look forward to seeing whoever's there to be there with me, because I don't have my biological family here, so you all are my family. So I welcome you all to come and attend. Thank you.
Congratulations, Councilmember.
Thank you, Mayor.
And with all of the announcements, we will adjourn and then immediately hear from one resident who has signed up to speak on make public comments on non-agenda item. Mr. Julius Lever, will you please come to the podium? And I believe you want to speak on radio and its effect on people. And you have 3 minutes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all today. Thank the residents for being here. I take great pleasure and love for the opportunity to speak to the City Council and any resident. And as a person who was employed in my own business, and I'm doing some things, but not all of my time. So I did some study about something. I just want to share it with you. It says about radio. It says, America. The exclusion of African Americans in broadcasting began with the emergence of the first commercial radio station in the United States, KOKA in Pittsburgh on November 2nd, 1920. As radio advanced, some northern radio stations featured black broadcasters. However, the primary depiction of African Americans on air came from white radio personalities who portrayed them as comical, non-intellectual, and without virtue. Blacks could only obtain realistic, relevant, and empowering mass-mediated information from intellectuals whose thoughts radiated from black newspapers and magazines. Black mass media options shifted when in 1969 the Federal Communications Commission prohibited racial discrimination in employment. Gradually, media companies began to end discriminatory hiring practices, and black full-time broadcasters started to change the type and utility of broadcast content. Continue just a little bit more, please. Several factors converged to bring about the transformation of American radio, among which were the profit motive, civil rights and movement leaders, urban uprisings, and the federal government. Arguably, federal intervention through policies, findings, and mandates and laws reformed racist hiring practices in American radio companies. The FCC, Colonel Commission, and Federal Employment Opportunity Commission were the three major federal entities that integrated radio broadcasting. The profit motive remains at the core of the decision-making in capitalistic milieu. Still, profit did not usher in substantial racial integration historically at the major network-affiliated stations. And I'm going to skip and go into something smaller. I said, conversely, the small non-network stations eyed black people differently. Plagued by undercapitalization, the radio turned increasingly to African Americans, new programming, and listeners. Yes, where white broadcasters were typically employed full-time, stations produced the services of black hosts part-time. For example, the country's first black-focused radio station, WDIA in Memphis, was staffed black on-air personnel who worked full-time as teachers, postal workers, mechanics, and other professional jobs. Other small white-oriented stations that employed Africans used the brokerage system. And I can tell you more about the brokerage system. For the sake of time, it's so much when you talk about radio, and I'm finding it very interesting. But one thing that I found most interesting is a gentleman named Magnificent Montague was on the East Coast. He got fired. He went different places in the country, but he ended up in California. And he started a show with young people, and that's what I'm concerned about, young people. And it was a show where young children would be in the car. And they would call and say, hey, my name is Greg Johnson, and I just want to tell you that I'm gonna do such and such. And he said, burn, baby, burn. He said, baby, burn. Nobody thought too much of it. But because of the things that were happening at that time, there was Martin Luther King and so many people, and so many things happened, that there was a Watts riot. And the Watts riot began. He said this, he said, excuse me, and I'm almost finished, if you mind, please, it's very important. He said, he lived in Bel Air. He said, I didn't know nothing, he was a black man. I didn't know nothing about Watts, he says, slightly exaggerated. I had never been to the South Side. I was only in town for 6 months. I lived in Bel Air. I don't know what Watts was all about. The whole social revolution. The people at Watts are from a different economic background. I don't socialize with the people I broadcast to like a preacher. If he socializes too much with his parishioners, he can't save their souls. So that burning all this, and I see the sign burn on the walls on television, they got it scribbled, but it didn't even dawn on me then what I represented. So he was pushing the term, burn, baby, burn. He played a record, and he said, burn, baby, burn. So when the riots happened, everybody started going to the neighborhoods and started burning, and they said, burn, baby, burn.
Mr. Lever.
Yes, please, please. Okay, I will finish by saying this.
Okay.
It is important that we recognize that African Americans have not had an opportunity to be on radio, in broadcast. If you notice, where's Arsenio Hall? Where's Tavis Smiley? So even when they are on airways, sometimes it's not long-lasting. So I'm saying we must cherish the opportunities that we all have been given, but at the same time, we must recognize the damage that radio personalities can do. And I'm just reminding you of both. the appreciation that we can participate in the danger that can happen, because he said, I didn't live there. I didn't know what I was saying was contributing to somebody. And then somebody got it, and they said, we're going to spread this all over the country. 1,000 cities, from 100 to 1,000. And everybody, they said, we're going to promote it and burn all over the country, because the radio personality didn't know what he was doing. I thank you very much for listening, and I hope not it didn't offend anyone that's here or not here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I can say that I always learn something new. Thank you, Mr. Lever. Appreciate you. Okay, it is 6:29, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't do that. I just pressed it. Okay, I just pressed it. I didn't entertain it, did I? Okay, well, we're adjourned. Thank y'all. I did that? Okay.